Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Patty, we'll do the roll call, please.
Betty? Here. Dave? Carol?
Here.
Gary?
Here.
No?
Here.
Visitors. MSA is not coming. And I don't think we have, other than those that are for the bids. Is there anybody else? Okay. Comments from the audience? Yes. Oh.
Paul Mansell, M212 Main Street. The February 8th board meeting, Dave mentioned in his report that we have used as much salt this year as last. And also he mentioned that we have more maintenance on roads to be done than we have money. Now, I have a question as to, or maybe a possible solution a little bit anyhow, how to save some money. On Wednesday the 6th, 8 o'clock in the morning, this past Wednesday.
This past Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
We had 1 inch of snow during the night. It was 34 degrees and melting. It was about 1 inch or 1 foot of slush on the center lines. You could see the lines under the slush. And maybe about a foot of slush on the outside edges of the pavement. Why would we have our guy plowing when all he's doing, he can't touch the stuff on the outside of the pavement because the way the road is rutted. He's tried that all winter. Driven up and down and tried to push it off and it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't come out of there. His tires will hit it, it'll splash out. It'd be a better solution to save the blade on the plow. So we'd save some maintenance money there. He was continuously salting also. For what reason? I mean, he had his plow down, whatever was in that center line slush didn't get to the side of the road, but at least dissipated. The road was wet otherwise. It did not need any salt. It was white the day before from the previous salting. That afternoon, we checked the roads that he was on. He had been patching on Man to the west of St. Joe's, between St. Joe's and Lincoln. And he tore a bunch of the patching out. That's what his plow did. And that's normal. But the other thing that he left are all the side roads going up St. Joe's, Candlewood, the 2 for the court, and there are 3 other side roads there. There was salt laying there, just crystals of salt. It had not touched any snow or rain, no water at all. If it does touch anything, it'll start to melt, and you'll notice just a residue or white, but it was the clear crystals more than anything else. So that was a waste of time and money there also. I guess we need to maybe think about, or you people need to talk to the maintenance guy and see if you can jack him up a little bit and use his head a little more. I think that would save money if he would. I know that's Dave's line of the highway, but you're next.
Thanks. Okay.
I noticed on my road too, I mean, there was just white, everything was white up on the corner. It's just like you took it and threw it there. And that was, I was sort of wondering why, you know, because it's gonna melt.
Yeah.
If it was warm enough.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have a visit about it. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, approval of minutes. Town board meeting minutes of March 14th, 2016.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes as submitted.
I'll second for discussion. Under the approval of minutes for this meeting, I had made the comment that we needed to put that ordinance 67.6 on the agenda. You guys just must be up for a discussion. But we need to put that on the agenda that was brought up at that meeting.
So, I don't know anything about it, but
No, I know you weren't here, but we had
But,
made the recommendation that we put that ordinance on the agenda for discussion.
Oh,
That's what we had talked about, and that needs to be put in there, and then we probably need it on the agenda for next month.
okay. Okay. Any other corrections? Okay, then,
I will then change my motion to approve the minutes with that change.
with the correction.
And I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes as corrected. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call. Vote.
Debbie? Aye. Carolyn?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Okay. We'll go into Plan Commission.
Holy cow, John's here.
They were talking about it. The only one we've got for tonight is Kelly Bowman. We had passed this about 3-4 months ago. What had happened, their surveyor did not record it with the county, so therefore there was a late fee involved. But this was Blanche Wicks's property that was pulled out and created a new parcel, the Kelly Bowman parcel.
Mhm.
Okay, you had already passed it, but because of the fact that they did not record it, the county's asked that you pass it again.
Oh.
Just give your approval to the
The CSM.
yeah, the CSM and the establishment of Lot 1 of a new CSM. Any questions about that? It was Mrs. Wick's property in 97.
Nothing was changed on it at all?
Nothing changed, no. It was just the fact that they didn't record it properly in the proper time frame.
Okay.
That comes back to us again.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the Kelly Bowman CSM as previously approved.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the Kelly Bowman CSM second time around. Any discussion about it? Okay, we can vote.
Debbie? Aye. Carolyn?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye. We will have a presentation at the annual meeting. In our last joint meeting between the board and the Plan Commission, I met with the NSA people about the capital improvement program and the monies we have. We will have a presentation on how much monies we actually take in, how much money we have to spend so that the constituency and the township will understand where we are going with the CIP program over a period of time that's realistic, not one that we don't have money for this, we don't have money for that, so we'll put a plan together. I don't know, Madam Chairman, if you've got a contract agreement from...
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
Later on,
We have,
we'll work on that. Whatever it takes to get it done, fine. They also mentioned the fact that we reviewed Man Road and we had $555,000, I believe, on the CIP for redoing it. They believe that it would be almost probably only 10% of that money to resurface it because of the fact that there is no infrastructure problems with the road. They've looked at that. They can do some test borings on it, but really it's just the top has got a problem in certain areas. So that could save a considerable amount of money. So what happened in the past is when you had MSA in, they just took it at face value and put numbers together that are unrealistic. Like when we talked about, you had $1.1 million for 2016 in the expenditures, and you have less than $500,000 in actual money, so that can't happen. But practically speaking, we'll work it out so that we give it a 10-year program. We'll have a presentation ready. John has already done the pie charts. You've seen them.
Yes.
Okay. So just be aware that we will be making that presentation. Questions?
I mean, nothing with man even closer to that swampy area?
No, not really. Gary, it's, they've taken a look at it, what has to happen is you have to
Well, I
decide.
know, I wrote it a while ago, and I didn't think it was in all that bad a shape
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
stick the kind of money that they wanted.
From driving over it, it looks like it's terrible, but, practically.
It is terrible.
It's not as bad as we thought it was, which is
That's
good.
good, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So we will be taking that program on and working with you on it together, we can get some things done, maybe have a brighter and a better perspective on what's happening and how much money we've got and when we can do these things.
Mhm. We do have on, under new business, a task order from MSA for the CIP update and as well as the subdivision checklist. So,
It's up to the board.
yeah, so we'll get to that after a while.
Any other questions? No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The fire department.
Our calls for the last month, we had no EMS calls. We had one shed fire and one mutual aid call with Stratford. We've got 2 new members joining the department. We had our annual brat fry, well, not annual, but our Voters Day brat fry, which did pretty good. It was about average. We made about $75, $73, I believe to be exact. Our accountability tag system that I talked about last month, we haven't implemented, and we had 2 fires and it worked well. Just to make everybody aware of, the department will be conducting its driver's training in the next month here. We've got quite a few new people. We're waiting for the warmer weather. We're going to try not to use as many town roads as possible, try to stay on the state highway and some of the truck routes and stuff like that, make use of those until the ground firms up and we get to go ahead from Yogi. But we are going to have an EVOC class that's going to take place in Stratford, so we need to get some of them with some behind the wheel training a little bit and in the driveways and stuff so that they're ready for that class, because there's a book or classroom portion and also a driver's portion of that they'll need to do. And then for EMS, the feasibility study is complete and Dr. Meckel is looking it over at this time. That's our med director.
Okay,
Any questions for the fire department?
very good, thank you. Ruth is not here. I think maybe I should have gotten approval to move up, so we could have changed open the bids so that these people don't all have to
I'll make
stay.
a motion that we open
Now.
up the bids.
Before we go to the supervisor reports. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, move it, and a motion's been made and seconded to move the bid, opening of bids. As long as we have, maybe these people don't care for being here to
Are we
hold.
voting on this?
Yeah, no, we need to vote on it.
Aye.
Mhm.
Carolyn?
Aye.
Gary? Joe?
Aye.
Okay, we will proceed. Here, the notice for the bids was out, and we have 4 bids. So, you're gonna write them out here?
Me?
Yeah, write them down, please. Yeah. The project, base course to be delivered and spread anywhere in township of McMillan, Marathon County. State spec number 2, 5/8" to 3/4 base course as needed. And spread anywhere within the township, $7.09 per ton.
Who's this one from?
Lakes. Crack sealing and cleaning, $1.20 per pound. And then we have the list of roads to be addressed. There's a whole sheet of roads that need to be addressed, so, do we need to go through all of that? I think not.
Yeah, I think we're right there.
Yeah.
We're very good.
Laddick. We will supply and deliver any amount of screened decomposed granite anywhere in the town for the price of $9.45 per cubic yard during the 2016 season.
What we're gonna bring in?
$9.45 per cubic yard.
Why did they put that ad out there? By the yard or by the ton? Because we got the first one by the
I
ton,
know.
this one's by the yard.
It's not the same product.
One's base course.
Basically, it's supposed to be granite.
Oh, it's during the year.
Paul Bugart. Okay, now, here we're talking about apples and apples. Base course, 5/8 inch. And 3/4 inch DOT gradation number 2 aggregate base course bids, $7.12
Per ton?
per ton.
Carolyn?
Bluebird.
Mhm. $7.12. Okay, that's it.
I looked at what I wrote there.
Hmm?
I said I really took a lot of notes.
Yeah, you did, thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, I guess, we'll have to, I guess I'll have to give this to all of these bids to our road supervisor and go from there. So, but you all have the numbers? So Paul Bugart, 7.12 per ton, and Earth was 7.09 per ton. And then we will get back to everybody on this. Any questions?
Do we need a motion
We're tabling it
to
anyway.
act or not act?
Do we need to make a motion or anything? No, huh?
Well, I guess we can do lakes, maybe, that's the only one we
No, we can't do any.
can't do any
Dave
of.
has to.
Yeah, he's in-
Dave has to look at them.
Do we need a motion to do that, to say, to table it?
Oh, that's what you
I would
meant.
make a motion that.
Oh, I thought you were making a
that we
motion.
table these bids
Okay.
until Dave has a chance to look at it and
Yes,
make the
okay.
decision at the next meeting.
So is that your
I'll
motion?
second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded for our road supervisor to go through these, and then we'll get back to the bidders.
The only question I have for the bidders, is that an issue for anybody time-wise? For finding out in May instead of April?
No.
I'm taking no comment is okay.
Well, as wet as it is, I don't think it's gonna matter right now.
Yeah, anyway, yes, okay. All right. Any further discussion? We'll vote on it.
Yeah, aye, Carolyn,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
Okay. All right.
We're halfway through our new business.
Hmm?
I said we're halfway through our new business.
That's good. Yes. Okay, our supervisor reports. I have nothing to report at this point.
We didn't get anything for calcium, huh?
Yeah, what does that mean, call for bids? That's, bids
Well-
for calcium, yeah, there was no bids for calcium.
No, there was granite base course.
We didn't have any, did we?
Well,
No,
Granite? No,
no, it wasn't.
there weren't any.
There was a granite base course, right?
Yep.
Right.
well, because we had open bids for
And
calcium.
the crack seal.
We just didn't get any, huh?
Yeah.
Correct. Got the road materials, but that's it.
What are the options for that though, where we get that from?
We get it from, you can see on the check here, it's,
It's with David Cohn, Wisconsin Rapids.
Are they
it's
the-
Rapids, I think it's where
Are they
they,
the only ones that have it?
I think that's about it.
No wonder they didn't put it in.
Yeah, they don't need to. Yeah,
They don't know what they're gonna charge, they don't know what they're gonna charge us yet.
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be a surprise.
yeah. Okay, for me, I don't have anything to report. Newsletter was great, Gary, after all your headaches. So, good job.
I'll know how it's done for the fall.
Good, okay. And Dave isn't here for the highway. We will have our discussion. He'll go through the bids and then we will have our discussion also about the salt. Okay, Deb, you have anything?
Yeah, I talked to Ronnie, he's gonna get the pavilion and stuff open hopefully by the first, weather permitting, water turned on, all that good stuff. Question, Gary, who wants to use ballpark? Who is that?
That guy never called you, huh?
No, because if he's going to, we need to make arrangements for a bathroom over
Because
here.
I told him right now the bathrooms haven't been open.
Right,
And he thought they might need bases. I gave him your number.
and he never called, so,
The bases are in the closet.
right, but I had told
Yeah, they
him.
wanted to use it on the 23rd. It was
Of
somebody from,
April.
right, it was someone from the, and I got his name written down at home. Somebody from the Stratford School District.
They want to use our ballpark, because,
Right, because wherever they
One
had
time.
scheduled,
yeah,
that's what it sounded like, at 10 and 11:15 that morning.
yeah.
And I said, right now, our bathrooms aren't even open. I said, they've been drained out.
Maybe they figured too that they had enough time and maybe they could find something else
So
too.
I said, well, you'll have to talk to Deb, and I gave him her number.
And they never called, so,
He didn't call.
Okay.
but we'll have to, if they want to use it, they're gonna have to pay for a porta potty over here, because we have to have a bathroom facility for them, instead of on going in the trees.
Well, I said, well, I said, we don't normally leave that open,
No.
our building. I said, but we had a porta potty, but we took it out for
For the
the
winter.
winter.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's where we're at with that, and we'll get the park cleaned up and weather permitting, so. That's it.
It may be too,
Maybe what?
is it get too wet at this time of year and with to even have somebody out there?
Well, it's not even, we're not even there yet. I mean, it's not till the 23rd, so.
Yeah,
It's too wet.
it's too wet, okay.
Was it just one day though?
Yeah,
Was it
one
just
morning. One morning.
I mean, just Ronnie gonna have, are you thinking of having the pavilion available at that time?
No, we're not using the pavilion. They just want to use the ball diamond.
But they need potties.
Well, what I mean is he gonna have the toilets
No.
open by then?
No.
1st of May.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, we usually don't rent anything out till after.
Well, I got a
Beginning of
question.
May.
Are we gonna leave the pavilion open, or are we gonna get porta potties this year? Because last year we had some issues with leaving them.
Well, we can try it, I
Okay.
think. We can try it. We can get, have to come back and set the, the locks again, and what have you, but I think that we need to try it.
We got
And the
rid of our
first
issue.
time that there's
An issue?
an issue,
Mhm.
that'll be the end of it. Yeah, that was
Then they're
a
back to
horrible
porta
mess.
potty. Yeah,
Huh?
last year was bad. We had a group that just would not,
Destroyed it.
yeah. Anyway, that's fine.
Okay. Joe?
Larry wants to say something.
If I may speak on that park issue,
Yes.
we don't have any signs up there when the park opens and closes.
Right, it's basically,
Right. I don't know if that would help or not, to keep the people out that are.
Oh, you mean the times when it's
Right,
open?
right.
Well, it opens like it's open 12 hours,
8 to 8.
8 to 8,
Yeah,
every
but there's
day.
no notification up there.
No.
I mean, I don't know if that would help or not. And as far as last year, we were up there and there was 3 ladies up there and they had the pavilion wide open, all the doors open.
I know I walked in on them and I asked them who rented it to them, and they
Oh.
said they had a supervisor
Yeah,
that told them.
that's the reason
they
we
could
went
do
to porta
this.
potties.
And I said, oh, really? Because I'm the supervisor for buildings and grounds, and I didn't give you permission.
So then you were made aware of it at that
Oh,
time.
yeah, they were made aware.
I don't know if,
It went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
I understand, I heard it was. Do we put cameras in it? Then that's kind of like an invasion of privacy because you can't put them in the bathrooms.
Well, you can't put them in bathrooms, that's illegal.
That's the only incident that I know of, real incident
Yeah, they
that
went
I
up
know of that has been a problem.
Yeah, it was just that group that we had some issues with last year. And it was the same group anytime I got called, so maybe
So
they
we
went
don't
away.
have anybody checking the grounds or pavilion routinely then, outside of when there's something going wrong?
What do you mean? I
Well,
check
when-
it all the time,
When,
cleaning the toilets and what have you.
no, when Robbie Wagner was on the board and I was on the committee with him, I checked it every day,
Mhm.
morning and night. Do we have anybody doing that now?
Specifically checking it? No. We have a clerk that sits up there on whatever day she's here. We have a treasurer that can see. We have a fire chief that pays attention. Carolyn, she's down here just about every day,
Well,
so,
I just wanted,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough people that believe it. Anything that's going on, they call. They let you know.
There's lots of things that go on.
well,
In the bushes and everything.
We'll have the,
Bird in the
we'll have the
bushes.
close neighbors watch.
the guy right next door is a lot closer than I am. The doctor next door is real close.
She's actually called too.
See, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we got eyes on
we
it all
got
the
lots of
time.
eyes on it, so, okay. All right, Joe, anything else, Deb?
No.
On the IOH permits, there's nothing to report other than what was in the newsletter and that we're set up. People have to contact me if they want to know what to do with it. Haven't had any contacts yet, so,
Nothing this spring yet?
no.
Okay,
Of course, they can't do anything till the road
Can't
gets
do
shut off anyway.
right,
Haven't seen anything.
okay.
Have you had a meeting yet for a clerk's position? How's that?
Yes, that, we're gonna be doing some interviews later this week.
Okay.
So I was hoping to have to try to get it on this agenda, but we just couldn't make things work with the people we had to look at and talk about.
Okay.
It's hard.
Make sure they get lined up, so whether they want to be on, whether they really want to do it or not. So, but now we've got two that we're gonna interview.
Okay.
Gary?
I don't have anything right now, I got through the
Thank
newsletter.
God. Okay, all right. Clerk, approval of checks and financial report.
We have checks 14086 through 14143 with electronic check number 86. Total is $90,982.91. Beginning balance $793,757.80. Receipts total $8,011.99. Disbursements were $60,828.55 with an ending cash balance $740,941.24.
Can you repeat the 90,000 what?
Yeah, the dollar amount, $90,982.91.
Okay, thank you.
And that's the check total. Check total. City of Marshfield, 47,000, what was that for? That is for
Ambulance.
the ambulance contract. I kind of thought so, but. That just got me through a cry.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the list of checks in the clerk's report?
Should be this, but it wasn't paid. Oh, I see. Okay, that's why. All right. We did the whole thing then, huh? Yep.
I make a motion that we accept the clerk's report and approve the checks number 14086 through 14143 and electronic check number 86 for a total of $90,982.91.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to accept the clerk's report and checks 14086 through 14143 plus electronic fund 86, total of $90,982.91. Is there any discussion?
One thing I would like to point out to the board as you're looking at that, there is a bill on there for a backhoe for the fire that we did have.
What would be that? What was the number?
Jeff Erdl LLC. Jeff Erdl.
Okay, got it.
LLC.
The 525,
Yes.
okay?
One thing out of that, I guess, is we normally, in the direction that I've been given by the board, has been not to give any bills to somebody that has a fire. The question that I have is when we have to call somebody like that in to remove steel and stuff off site, is that supposed to still come out of my budget then? And then I cut projects that we're going to do, or are we gonna revisit the billing of such services? Because this is a relatively small bill. Like if Mullins would go up and that's what we're gonna take, they could completely wipe out my budget, completely, if they had a major fire.
How many times have you called in a backhoe?
I mean, like we're 3 months in now, I've called in once. Last year, we did not have to call in any. And within our ordinance, it says that we do have the right to bill. I mean, the normal stuff, our fire engines and stuff like that, I agree with that. We don't submit a bill, but most people have and businesses have insurance. So the stuff above and beyond what we can supply, I guess I'm kind of looking for
Some guidance.
on that to maybe try to at least recoup those costs.
Will the insurance companies pay over and above the original or initial, what we should be taking over there? Are they gonna pay the extra?
Like the backhoes and stuff, yeah. They're expecting a bill.
Well, I understand they're expecting a bill, but I mean, we also already set up in place what we can bill for.
And that actually going through that, I went through that with the clerk, and it's basically, we're not even able to bill for everything that we own that we take on site. We can't even bill for the ladder truck. And that's why I guess I'm bringing it up tonight. I mean, I know it's a little bit out of realm, but I just wanted you to see that check too that was in there, because I know you questioned me on other things, so.
Well, then maybe you need
I would suggest you put together a suggestion of what we should be billing, like maybe an amount, you know, or however you feel that should happen.
Okay.
And then bring that to us so we get it on the agenda, and we will definitely address that.
Okay.
I don't know when that fee list was made up.
That was made up when we redid the ordinances.
Oh,
Yeah, that was only a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right, but at that time we had the, if you remember, we had the old engine 9 and we had old ladder 6. And Kevin didn't want the ladder 6 to go out, so he felt we didn't need to bill for it. Well, now we have a piece of equipment that should be, I mean,
Should be put
it
out
should
there.
be on the list if we're gonna bill for 10 and the rest of the rigs,
Mhm.
which I'm not necessarily, I mean, I can agree with that because that's operating cost number that way. Stay pretty flat because we're buying fuel and other things for them anyway. It gets in the backhoe or end loaders and stuff like that.
Where it's
gets to be,
costing us over and above.
exactly, that's where,
Okay, So-
There'd be trucking involved with that too, then. possibly.
normally there's not trucking involved. I mean, but there could be, like if they dump the stuff out on like Highway 97 or whatever, we could be required to remove that off, so then there would be trucking, depending on what they spilled.
Jeff billed you for a bulk charge.
Right, well, with the backhoe, there's also part of that is also the getting the backhoe from his facility
Transportation.
to there, right?
Yeah, he can't drive that down the road.
No. And that would be the same thing if it'd be an end loader or something too, there's.
so
that's
as
where
it is right now, it's coming out of,
As it kinda sits right now, yeah, that would be coming out of my budget.
yeah, okay. Okay, any further discussion? We need to vote?
It was a suggestion. No, we
No,
gotta
no,
vote.
no, no, no. We voted on the clerk's thing, I think, didn't that just come into it? Yeah, I mean, that was part of the discussion, I think,
Yeah.
correct?
Aye.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
No,
Aye.
we get a little off track sometimes.
Yeah, well, but that's, okay. Okay. Was there, was there something else that you wanted to speak about? No? Okay. All right, we'll move to the treasurer's financial report.
The checking account balance per the bank was $18,295.39 at the end of March, plus the outstanding checks of $8,970.12 for a reconciled checking account balance of $9,325.27. Tax savings account has got $589,154. Fire department CD with a bad maturity date there is $20,120.17. Public Works replacement apparatus CD with another bad maturity date, $80,263.41. Park fund savings account, $8,950.06. Volunteer firefighters fund savings account, $33,128.33. Ending cash balance is therefore $740,941.24.
So what are you saying about the bad dates?
Well, one's March 12th, the other one's January 18th.
Were they not renewed at the?
Oh, yeah, they were, it just wasn't updated.
Okay, all right, do we have?
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report with the bad dates.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the treasurer's financial report. Any discussion? Okay, we can vote, Patty.
Ready? Aye. Karen?
Aye.
Gary? Bill?
Aye.
I have a question. When is our payment due to the bank? Is that in May for the fire truck?
June.
June. I get that wrong every year, don't I?
Well, we kind
You and I did.
Yeah,
You always wanna pay it early.
I know. I
Help
thought,
save on
I thought it
our
was
bills.
March last year, so. Yeah, it's June, I think. Okay, the next thing on the docket here is approve, disapprove clerk's office equipment. Now, you had some discussion about that last month.
Yeah, I had made a statement last month that I thought that that computer was newer than what it was. It was actually the laptop that we had gotten a few years ago, not the one in the clerk's office. That one's older than the Hills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got, what is it, Vista 7 on there or something yet? It's not even, you can't even get any help to do anything with it anymore.
Yeah,
We need a new computer.
yeah. Well, we have on our budget for office equipment was $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that the treasurer has some money in there too, so I think
Yeah, we'll
that
see
we
what
have
that's
some, we've got some leeway to.
I gotta buy her computer.
You
Oh,
can
you
help.
do.
Oh,
Now you're getting it.
yeah.
Yeah, so what are we gonna do here? Patty, what are you thinking?
I don't think you need to completely dump the computer that's in the office right now, but getting a laptop would be nice, especially for meetings like this, because I can type faster than I can write.
Mm-hmm.
And at least that way, if you have a question on one of the reports, I can pull up everything on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make those two computers talk to one another. The copier needs to be addressed. I don't know that you need a stand-up copier that's like what's in there right now, because a lot of the printers now, you can make them act like a stand-up copier. That copier that's in the office right now is only capable of doing 50 sheets ADR, and that's what a lot of the copiers will do now. I've got a couple of different prices, anywhere from $450 delivered to your door to trying to find somebody who's gonna give me a credit card so I can go online and buy one for $700.
Mm-hmm.
The computer and the software, you can get a refurbished laptop that's a lot newer and you're gonna work with the software that you need for probably less than $500.
Get a decent laptop if you're gonna get one. I mean, a decent one.
Right, right.
I'm not a big one on refurbished. That's just me. I mean, for what we're putting in there and the whole shot, you gotta have something decent.
I agree.
Well, you said, what, half the time stuff doesn't.
On the computer right now, there's an issue with the software. The Outlook software, which is the email and the calendar software, it gets a error message every time it goes to the server. It's set up as an IMAP email program, which I'm not quite sure if they're not allowing the attachments to be saved to the server through that. But there's other types of email accounts that you don't need that option. You can put it up there, and the IMAP is set up for multiple access points, and right now there's only one access point. It doesn't need to have.
But I think that has a lot to do with, I think, what do you have, Vista 7? Is that
No,
what it
it's-
is? It's Windows?
It's Windows 7 Pro.
But didn't they just do something with that last June, I think it was, where there's no support on that anymore?
That was XP.
Yeah, it was,
That was XP.
Was it XP? And this is above that?
This is above that.
Okay, so when's this one going out? Next year?
Probably.
Next year, the year after.
Yeah.
Windows 7 is the, I mean, it jumped from XP to Windows 7, and now they're trying to push for Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
The treasurer's laptop has Windows 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd pull my hair out if I had to work on Windows 8.
I got Windows 10, I like it.
10 doesn't work with some of the
you can't
software on
get
the
some of the
computer.
stuff that you need
Right.
from the,
Norm updated the computer over there to Windows 10, and everything went.
Okay, but if you're going to get a new printer, you're going to need new QuickBooks software because yours is going to expire after 3 years, okay? What other software do you need that,
Office Suite and Adobe.
well, the Office Suite you probably have to buy with a new laptop anyway.
Yep, you have to, well, and it's all downloads.
Yeah, I
Which
think you have to
leads me-
purchase that now.
Which leads me to the other issue. You've got the fire department who is getting their internet service through Country Wireless on a contract basis, they get 2 megs. The treasurer, the town hall gets 1 meg, it's not on contract, and the clerk's office gets 1 meg, it's not on contract. So they charge the clerk's office and the treasurer's office billing higher than the fire department billing, because it's not a contract and they get higher speed. And the speed of the internet in the clerk's office is not compatible to the new WisVote software for the GAB for all the elections.
And did they get back to you on a price for a contract for everything together, or no?
All they would say is it would be $1 or $2 cheaper for the contract, but they don't know how fast they can guarantee us because they have a 3 and a gold and a silver. The 3 megs is their gold package. And I asked them to put it all together for all 3 places in one bill. They haven't got back to me.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know that it would go any less than $40. I think it actually would go up if we asked them for higher speed.
Well, do you need higher speed? I mean, realistically.
It's gotta be higher than 1, because I can lock up WisVote when we were doing
You can lock up
registrations.
email with that.
I can lock up email too. But on election night, when we were doing registrations and there was 5 people doing registrations and I was trying to keep up entering them, it wouldn't work.
Wouldn't take it.
So, what are we looking at?
You need a computer, you need a printer, and you need all the software to go with it. Make everything compatible. The
Well, and then-
QuickBooks.
Then
when
the
you get-
question is, are you gonna continue to do 2 separate versions of QuickBooks?
I was just
between
gonna
the
say.
treasurer and the clerk?
You need to get one version between the 2 of you, to where you're not working on 2 separate
Yeah,
versions of QuickBooks. Why that ever happened is beyond me.
I don't know.
That was a job.
I don't know. What do you have to throw in here? Anything?
She's covered all the bases. The only thing that I want that she didn't mention is a cowbell.
For your door?
Well, that way she can hear me when I need her.
So you want her or just open your windows?
Oh, okay, just, you know, all right.
Okay.
When I looked into QuickBooks Online, you can set it up so that the treasurer keeps different books than the clerk, is according to the state statute, and that subscription, you'd still have to pay for the enhanced
Payroll.
which is based, monthly subscription fee based on the amount of employees that you pay. But the QuickBooks Online is $850 a year. And that the treasurer has a login, the clerk has a login, all the books, the receipts and the disbursements are.
But that's all
kept separate.
online, right?
It's all online.
Do we need that all online?
You have it a lot easier if you're working in the same,
In the same way?
the same system.
Well, not really, because if you had QuickBooks and you put multiple, well, yours would be one set of books and yours would be another. I mean, that's not really, it's still on the same program.
It would be the same general ledger is my
Right.
understanding, but
Yeah.
she could lock me out of disbursements of any type and I could lock her out of
Right.
receipts of any sort.
Yeah. Well, you have your own passwords to get into your own area.
Exactly.
But I think you can get QuickBooks without being online for just about half that price. And a decent program, is what I'm saying. So you can get like QuickBooks Pro or something on that order. Or would,
Sportsman's Club, I just bought QuickBooks Pro and it's head and shoulders above what we've got.
right,
It's excellent.
but I think if you got something like that and put it on the 2 separate computers, you each have your own logins. And I think you'd be good that way. What was it, what was the price for, you remember?
Oh, I got it at the office, Max, it was a couple $100.
For QuickBooks Pro?
Mhm.
Okay.
Debbie, can I throw some?
Sure.
I would seriously look at doing it online, simply because then you don't have to worry about any more backups, right?
Mhm.
So if a computer would go down, you have a virus, it's fully backed up, you don't have to worry about losing information anymore.
Yeah, but you'd back up in the cloud automatically if you do it right. You don't have to be online to do that.
As long
I
as
do
you-
it every
as long as
day.
you- As long as you're doing it every day.
Yeah. Mine's set up automatically to everything gets backed up in the cloud, so.
We don't have fast enough internet to work.
A lot of sunny days.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
So you gotta get your internet squared away first, because otherwise trying to do anything online, you're gonna have problems with that too.
We already do.
Yeah.
Even the dog licensing software,
Mhm.
he has a hard time logging into that.
So you guys need to get your online, your Wi-Fi or whatever, internet squared away first before you figure out what you're gonna do on the other.
The other thing is that I heard Frontier is coming out with high speed.
so they are?
Through the rural internet
Hmm,
grant that they have. So I'm not sure if it's gonna go all the way down to, at least up to the bridge. So I don't know if this area is gonna get it as well, but before you sign a long-term contract, it'd be nice to
Yeah.
know. That's
Find out where they're going. Did you happen to call Charter? Are they gonna come out this way anymore or no?
I didn't get to.
Oh, okay. Cause I have Charter on Birch, but they don't this far.
I
You
know.
got Charter at your house, don't you?
well, they're talking, I had a call that with the fiber optic company, the ones they said they're coming down E and other roads. So if we're gonna consider that, we maybe should be talking about it. Yes, Larry?
Frontier was out and did a survey of this road already,
On this road?
yes.
Okay.
They did that
So
in March.
maybe,
And I talked to the gentleman, he said it's either gonna happen this summer or next summer they're gonna be putting the line in. But he's gotta get all the permits and everything like that before they can do it.
mhm.
The guy that was surveying, well, he didn't survey the road, he did a map of the road and everything, I'm assuming to find out the buildings and houses and residents and power poles and all that stuff, where it was. That's what he asked him, because it seemed a little strange, he was driving back and forth up and down the road, and curious resident as I am, I asked him what he was doing, he was telling me that it's Frontier. Frontier is laying the line.
Well, that's something to look into.
And there was no writing on the truck either. It was a completely white truck with no markings on it
Kind of
whatsoever.
suspicious of them. Well,
So
so,
first, we gotta get our internet squared away before you can even consider doing QuickBooks online. That's gonna, otherwise that's gonna
yeah,
be
so
an
we
issue.
just need to get the equipment first here in our programs. So, what are we gonna do? What do you wanna do, Patty?
What do we as a board have to do here if is there money in the budget?
There's
Well,
money in
there's
the budget.
2,500 under equipment in the clerk's office.
Yeah.
And then there's also some, I can't remember what the amount is under the treasurer also. So we do have money in the budget. I would guess you can go up to 2,500 easily, you know, or hopefully not, but you might need it for something else, but,
Yeah, you don't wanna spend it all.
no, all in one spot. So
Like
I
with
guess
energy.
we just,
I mean, you had 500 in for a printer and you figure, for a computer, I think it's gonna cost you $1,000 by the time you get Office Suite put on there and, QuickBooks. So you got 1,500 there right off the top,
yeah,
for sure. Probably more. Oh yeah, it'd be more.
so how do we want to handle this? Because,
So we figure with the computer and QuickBooks and Office Suite, well, you buy a minimum of $500 for a computer, $400 for QuickBooks. That's, pretty small. Then you got Office Suite on top of that, so,
Yeah, okay, I'll do about that.
yeah.
It would be nice if the fire department and the treasurer both have Outlook. He's got it and it doesn't work and I don't have it at all.
What, Outlook?
Yeah.
I knew
He's
there
got
was
it, it
something,
doesn't
that's what
work.
it was.
But that's why you want it? And that's why you want it, because it doesn't work?
Well, his doesn't work. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know why.
And you don't have it at all?
I don't have it at all and I don't understand why I've got most of Office, but I don't have that.
That seems strange.
Yeah. I think I've got the student.
What's the matter with yours that it don't work?
We haven't looked at it too hard, but if the other two are gonna go to it, then we would like to tie in, go with it also.
Mhm.
And then we look, then maybe it's because we don't, it hasn't been properly set up.
Probably, that'd be my guess, because if you got it, it probably works, it's just not set up properly.
You could export all the PSA files and reinstall the software, but we can't find the disks.
Can you do it online?
Not with our internet speed.
It's a vicious circle.
It is, it's
And at this point, we can't, I don't even know where the product keys are for any of the software. The only thing in the clerk's office that has the software to recover anything is that old laptop, which is,
And that's older than,
oh, yeah.
Sam. And it's, you can't get it off his computer.
Because it's corrupt on this computer. And
You
it's
guys
corrupt
didn't take
on
care of
that
that.
computer.
Mhm.
So, what are we gonna do?
Well, if it was my kids playing with that stuff, I'd have grounded them for not taking care of stuff.
Well, so we need to give some direction here.
First, we need to get our internet so we know what we can do after that. If you're gonna do online QuickBooks, or, because if you don't have the internet speed, you can't do online. You'd have to just get the downloadable version. That's what I would recommend, because that's me. But if you can't
Is that
back
what
it
you
up
were
in the
talking about,
cloud.
John?
Well, I think Debbie brings up a good point. It sounds like, my question was just, was everything backing up
Mhm.
like it is? So I think both solutions are good. Whatever seems to be more cost effective, I think then would be fine.
So we
I
just,
guess what you gotta look at is if you buy QuickBooks Online, it's $800 and some a year, correct, Patty?
Yes.
Okay, if you buy the software to download it onto the computer, a good program is gonna be $400 and some, and that's gonna last you 3 years before you have to renew it. And then you're gonna have to pay for your payroll either way, correct?
My understanding, yeah.
Okay,
I will say
Now,
that.
will that be compatible with what
yep,
Steve is using?
yep.
Okay.
What we wanna do is put the same QuickBooks program on both the computers,
Mhm.
so they can not work together, but on the same type of software.
I mean, do we have to buy a program for her and for Steve?
We can buy one program and buy a key, is what it's called, to put another business on there.
I guess I would add just that if the internet is kind of, if it's the same experience I get at my house with Country Wireless,
Mm-hmm,
then you might probably want to consider your option,
mm-hmm.
because you're gonna have some frustrated system users
Yeah.
otherwise, until the situation changes out here. And maybe we do get.
Well, like I said, you're talking $800 and some a year compared to $400 for 3 years roughly for the software.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Mhm.
so, somebody say something, what we're doing.
Debbie, why don't you tell us what we should do?
Patty, how do you, what are your thoughts?
Let's see if Patty agrees with that, and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there.
My thought is get yourself a computer and get yourself a printer and figure out what you're gonna do with your internet and go from there.
And software.
Well, and then you can figure out your software. I mean, as far as the QuickBooks and all that, because you gotta figure out what your internet's gonna be first.
Well, it sounds like our internet's gonna be country, whatever we've got right now.
But they need a higher speed.
They need a higher
to get
speed.
that.
But you can get a higher speed from that.
Yeah, but they'll, at the next meeting, they'll have a contract for you to sign to get the lesser monthly charge.
But for a higher speed.
Well, it'll be,
And
the
what are they-
contract charge,
What kind of a contract are they talking about? Kind of like?
2 years, I think it's. the
2
fire
years,
department.
Country Wireless.
Mm-hmm.
I got,
So ours should be coming up here shortly, within the year, right? Or did they tell you that? Because I know I didn't do anything, I know it was under Kevin, so.
How come we have 3 different setups here?
Because
One reason that we have
said
three different, one reason we have 3 different setups is, first off, the fire department's on the other side of the road.
Yeah, so.
Because we had checked with one of the computer providers that we use, and they said we would have to have a system to hook the 3 buildings together
Mhm.
wirelessly. right now, because
You need a router, right?
Well, there's a wireless router here at the hall, and there's a wireless router over at the clerk's office, but I don't know who set that up. And
Obviously, it probably is not right.
well, you can't get access to it, and if you reset it, then you lose all the country wireless settings, and if you do that, then it's gonna be a service charge to come out, so I didn't do that.
Mhm.
Probably, these buildings are probably too far apart for a router to work.
That
Especially
depends on the
when,
router you
especially
got.
when you're inside a steel building. That-
Well, country wireless can also get you a boost that will make
Right.
any cell phone work inside that steel building.
They got microcells too, that'll work with that.
You know, I got, I
Fairly
think,
large,
2
they
weeks
go
from
with the health
Country Wire,
records.
it's 43.26 a month, and that's a 2-year
There.
contract.
They need it. I guess I don't understand why we would have 3 separate accounts when they could have jury-rigged that all together, you know, worked off of what?
We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, well, I know why, it's because this would get charged 3 times. So, that's pretty obvious.
Well, we need to make it right.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're gonna look,
find yourself a computer and a printer and your software and, like I said, I make the recommendation that we go with, QuickBooks software that's not online, downloadable. That's my recommendation. For one thing, it's cheaper.
We can authorize payment of that before, or purchase of that before the next meeting, or do we?
well, we gotta,
We gotta do something,
yes,
yeah.
it's gotta be done. It's just gotta
Do
be
we
done.
set
They
a,
can't do their job without
do
it.
we set a dollar amount then, like that 1,500 you're talking about? Last time we were talking 500, and
Yeah.
we were just talking a copy of it.
I think she's gonna need a little leeway on that. I would say with the,
Up to 2.
yeah, I would say with the printer, the copier, and the software, around $2,000 approximately. Cause that software gets expensive.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
okay,
I'll second.
okay, the motion's been made and seconded to purchase the computer, the printer, the software,
And the copier.
and the copier. Up to $2,000, try to keep it up to $2,000,
Gotta keep it less than that.
less than that.
But get a decent computer.
Yeah, okay,
I mean, really, you gotta have something decent.
yeah. Okay, is there any further discussion on it? Okay, then let's vote.
Good. Aye.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Gary,
I,
Joe?
Aye.
Might wanna look into like a 17-inch screen on a laptop pen. I don't know if that's what you were looking at.
Okay,
They're nice.
the next thing is, kitty cats. Oh my God. Okay. Gus. What about you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you were here before and reported on this, problem with, all these feral cats. And so if you wanna kinda just update us quickly on where we are with that?
Well, 25 cats were picked up and transported to MAPS. 2 are still at large. I talked to Karen Rao today from MAPS. Of the 25, 10 were females, 10 were males, and then there was a mother with 5 kittens. 9, I should back up just a step. All the cats that MAPS took in were taken down to Portage County and spayed or neutered, chipped, checked, vaccinated, whatever, and then brought back up. Of those 25, 9 were taken back to where they came from. 11 were kept by MAPS. 4 were relocated to a different property. Portage County kept 1, which was a female that was pregnant. And then that leaves 2 that are at large yet, and this Jan is trying to catch those so that those can be taken care of. 3 of the cats that were captured were pregnant. And when I brought this up a year ago, all you have to do is a little bit of math to understand that hopefully now the situation is under control. But with the 3 that were pregnant, you had the potential of 12 kittens from those 3. And at 7 months of age, 4 to 7 months, they can become pregnant. The gestation period is 10 to 12 weeks. So again, if you do the math, unless this situation was addressed, it would just continue to get worse and worse. So that's kind of where it's at.
And it's $50 a cat, right?
$50 a cat.
Wow.
And I know that it sounds like a lot, and I'm not disputing that at all, but it's like I asked Carolyn, and I had talked to Dave Swenson, what else are we gonna do with these cats? I mean, I can pick them up and take them to my place, but do what with them?
I thought you liked cats.
We have 7 of our own, thank you.
But what are you, neutering and letting them loose again, is that what you're doing?
With 9 of them they did, because they're used to that location.
Right, I just wondered if that's what you did.
The other ones were adopted, and then there was 4 that were taken to another property, basically relocated. I believe it was a rural location.
Okay, now if they're adopted, they pay for this neutering and spading or whatever they're doing there, correct? When they adopt these animals?
I don't know if they did in this particular case,
Okay.
because they were looking to, basically when I started hauling cats down the maps, they were overloaded. The first time I took 9, the next day I took 7, and 1 was a mother with 5 kittens, so they were overloaded overnight.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking that if they put these up for adoption, or if they're gonna be putting them up for adoption, we could get reimbursed for,
Well, they'll get reimbursed, we won't.
well, we're paying for it to be done to begin with, correct?
Yeah, but you're not gonna be holding those cats to put them up for adoption, it's gonna be.
Yeah, some of the, and again, I don't have a long history with it, but I know like the pet motel, they charge $7 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know what happened at the end, if they were put down or
We
whatever.
don't ever know, we don't know.
In this particular case, and again, I know that the $50, you or I couldn't take a cat to the vet and have it spayed and neutered and vaccinated, for $50.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's one and done. I mean, I take it down there, it's gone.
Yeah, we can't just leave them run, so I guess we don't have a whole hell of a lot of choice.
Well, we don't, and so, a year ago, when Gus came and presented we started talking about this, and we had told MAPS that they needed to come up with some kind of an agreement for us, and so, when Gus called me the last time and said, what are we gonna do? I said, well, we've gotta take care of them. I mean, this is in our township, it's a resident of the township. And he said, well, what about MAPS and what was the agreement? I said, they never came forth with an agreement. That was their responsibility to come to us for that, and so amazingly, here it showed up. So the service agreement is, but it will be between the Marshfield Pet Shelter, called MAPS, and McMillan. And hereinafter called municipality. And then it goes through that the municipality has an ongoing need for an animal shelter, and whereas MAPS operates and maintains an animal shelter for the confinement of stray animals. Therefore, it is mutually agreed as follows. MAPS shall provide municipality an animal shelter service with facilities located at West 29th Street. The terms of this agreement shall be in effect until December 31st, 2016. This agreement may be reviewed upon mutual agreement at that time by both parties. The municipality shall pay the sum of $50 per feline dropped off at MAPS for the services outlined in this agreement. Said sum shall be paid upon receipt of quarterly statements. MAPS shall provide the following services to the municipality during the term of this agreement: accept stray cats, kittens found or located within the municipality's boundaries. Representatives such as the constable or law enforcement will bring them to the animal shelter. Provide access to the shelter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for animal drop-off in the intake room. Proper paperwork must be completed and posted on page. Implement at its sole discretion a fee schedule for reclamation of animal by owner and adoption of unclaimed animals. Conduct additional activities not outlined above, which are reasonable and customary of an animal shelter. MAP shall hold the municipality harmless from liability arising out of the performance of its duties set out in the agreement. So individual employees and volunteers providing service hereunder are the employees and volunteers of MAPS and not of the municipality. So,
So it's a flat fee of $50.
Yes,
That's it, there'll be no other fees
that's it, $50 per cat.
per cat. Well, what else are you gonna do with it?
Well, that's
22
exactly.
shell is a hell of a lot cheaper, I'll guarantee you that, but.
Well, and the thing is that, you know, if you're paying for room and board for them otherwise. Do they hold them do you know? They hold them for so many days before they go through all of this, or not?
No, I think
Wait.
they start that.
Right away?
They check them to see if they're microchipped. Of
Okay.
course, if they're microchipped, then you can get a hold of a potential owner.
Okay.
But my understanding is that they take them in, they've got quite the setup down there. They take the cats in, they kind of are checked over. There was 2 others that I had taken down there. One had some medical issues, which was taken care of by MAPS. And again, you know, if it was, well, like a year ago, whatever it was, I had an injured cat. My opinion, it needed to be put down, but I told Carolyn about the time that I put it down, somebody's gonna call and be looking for their cat, so we took it to the vet. This last one that I had taken down to MAPS needed some veterinary attention, so if I'd have taken it to the vet, we'd have had a bill at the vet, plus now when we do with the cat, $50, MAPS has the cat, they get it treated, taken care of, whatever.
What happens with those, in this case, 25 cats you took down there, 9 of them were put back where they came from. Now, does that mean that they're gonna get picked up again?
Well, they're chipped.
If
They're
you
chipped
pick
and
one
marked.
up and take it down there, and they check it for chip, do we have to pay $50 because we took it down there, or?
That's a good question. She knows where these cats are at. She kind of knows who's who, and they're marked somehow besides the chip, if I'm not mistaken, because she's still trying to catch these other 2, and they wanted to make it so that she wouldn't be catching the same cats over and over and over. But I would think if the cat is chipped and is caught, picked up, taken down there, then it comes back to the owner, just like if you picked up a dog and microchipped it and it came back to Joe Berger, you know.
Yeah, but these are stray cats that are chipped.
Yeah, but the chip has an identifier. I don't know if it's under Jan's name or if it's under Matt's name, but they're identified who, you know,
Who's
is responsible
responsible
for
after
them.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it true that she's feeding these animals when she puts food up?
She has cats of her own, and she puts food out, and she had felt sorry for these cats. She said that some of them came from Wisconsin homes when they moved to model homes. And in fact, the other day when I was going through there, I was talking to one of the guys working on the power line, and he confirmed that just in conversation, that there were cats living under the houses there at Wisconsin homes.
Because I guess the part of the thing is you're probably never ever gonna get this problem under control, because you've got farmers that have animals, I mean cats, and basically they go out in the fields and they catch the mice and they do that. If she's feeding, you're never gonna get it under control, because you're always gonna have that, because animals go wherever the easiest feed is. I mean, basically you're almost baiting them like you do deer, and you'll never.
Well, I think
get rid of them.
what has happened here, though, and I honestly don't know for sure.
I'm not against feeding them, I'm just,
No.
you're gonna perpetuate the problem by.
Well, and that's why it was felt it was necessary to catch and spay or neuter these guys, because they had been developing their own little colony there.
I mean, I thought last year you were gonna try and get her to quit putting feed out. You know, feed her cats and then take it away. I mean, you're right, as long as there's feed there. I mean, you go on 97 and place on the right, same thing. I mean, there's cats sitting there all the time. Well, that guy's got all kinds of food out and back. You know,
I guess maybe-
you're never gonna end the problem.
No, maybe we need to talk to her about the responsibility of.
Oh, yeah, she's been talked to.
And
More than once.
Maps has
It's-
talked to her too.
Yeah, they're working with her. And they're the best ones to do it. So,
Because, I mean, we're saying, okay, we're gonna pay $25 a cat, and go over there, and you just keep right on doing what you're doing, and
Fifty
then.
a cat.
50.
a cat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my
Say-
concern is that
Yeah.
now, she brought these cats to you, right? She brought these cats to you?
No, she caught them and then I went and picked them up.
Okay, she got them but now, what if one of the neighbors picks up one of the cats and
They're her
calls you?
cats. If
What?
they're chipped to her, they're
They're
her
hers.
cats.
Okay.
And then she's responsible for them.
yeah.
Okay.
And again, I don't know if they're chipped with her name or with Matt's. I would think they would be with Jan's name.
They're in hopes, the MAP's plan is that eventually they'll get this under control. And this is a good start. It's a good start for us, I think, but anyway, so we
need to put a limit on this, I mean, because this could get.
I don't know how you're gonna do
Huh?
that.
I don't know, but I don't know what the circumstances are over there, but this could get pretty. How many did we take in last year?
How many?
Yeah.
From her place?
Yeah.
4, I think, and we got those to a farm, so there wasn't,
Yeah, so we didn't have anything last year. This is the first time.
Okay.
So,
You gotta chase them across the street and call the city.
yeah. I think they've tried that. Even tried to get the city to help on some of this, and it may end up being, well, this will be good till the end of the year, and we can see how it works. See where we are, and then revisit it. So, I don't know.
it would have
Anyway,
been great if the cats that were picked up, including the 9 that were taken back there, they could have found a different place for them, but they didn't know where else to go with these cats.
it used to be so easy when we
Sure,
took
they're
them
causing
to the
problems.
motel.
Pardon me?
Are they causing problems? I mean, that's the next question I kind of got. Normally, when you have stray animals, they're causing trouble, so then you trap them to get them out of there. Well, now we're catching them and we're releasing right back to where they were, so are they really causing trouble?
Well, I think the concern was, in order to catch them, to get them spayed or neutered so that they wouldn't keep reproducing and for sure keep the problem ongoing. This way, at least from talking with Matt, the thought was that these cats aren't gonna live forever. And if they can't reproduce,
You don't
eventually they're gonna get to the end.
Like I say, most farms, they don't either, they go up and down in the valleys. Disease comes and kills them, and then
Okay,
I'll
so
make a motion that we approve that,
service
Okay.
agreement
service
with
agreement.
MAPS.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the service agreement, which goes till December 31st, 2016, and then can be addressed again at that time. Is there any further discussion on it? We can vote.
Deb?
Aye.
Carolyn?
Aye.
Gary?
I,
Joe?
Aye.
Okay. There's that, okay. Call bid for bids for LRIP. We don't have that, enough of that.
excuse me.
Dave has problems that, has had some health problems, and that hasn't been, the project has not been fully,
What does LRIP stand for?
it's
Local road improvement project.
Huh?
Local Road Improvement
Okay.
Project. And that's what we got through that program. We got the half of 50,000, which
Oh, okay.
which isn't that, but anyway, that's what it
Great.
was. So that's gonna be on hold, and probably we'll do that next month.
Just table that one?
Yes, till next month. Okay, so that leaves us only, well, now, to approve, disapprove the task order with MSA for 2016 CIP update and the task order. Apparently, Dave Krugler met with John. Did he meet, were you part of that?
You came to the planning commission.
Yes. And so, for the capital improvement plan update, to make it realistic, the estimated fee for the work is $3,000. And the other one, there's two of them, the other one is for the subdivision. Okay, the other one is in preparing the checklist for the new subdivisions. And that one is not to exceed $2,150. And the other one is $3,000. So, apparently, you approved last month, you approved the MSA professional services, and the agreement was approved. And so now,
That was just to approve that if we
The
need.
That
agreement.
confused them. We
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, we didn't sign the contract.
no, that's what we're doing. This, what the contract right here is now. So this is the scope of the work. Do we have a motion on this? Apparently, the agreement was for them to bring back the contracts, correct?
For
For the two tasks.
that, I don't know. No idea. This is the first I've heard of this.
No.
No, last month we approved using that company if we needed to. Am I correct on that?
Right.
Yeah. And so now,
So
they have
They
come,
were to bring back task order for board approval before they did.
yeah,
So 3,000 for the CIP update and 2,150 for the subdivision.
up to that,
Up
up to that,
Okay.
yeah. So it may not be that much.
29.99.
No, that would be exceeding.
Not to
Yeah.
exceed
2150, it
The other one's
says.
3,000, 29.99.
Oh, I see what you mean, okay, the whole thing, okay.
I'll
All
make a
right.
motion to approve the task order with MSA for the CIP update. Not to exceed 3,000.
Okay. Motion's been
I'll
made.
second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the CIP, the
Update.
capital improvement plan update for $3,000. Is there discussion? Okay,
Deb? Aye. Carolyn?
aye.
Gary?
I,
Joe?
Aye.
Okay, now we need the next one.
Okay, for the subdivision checklist on plan commission, They were the ones working on this, am I correct?
With the subdivision checklist?
Yeah,
With-
John can give you a lot better, since I'm fairly new to the.
To the commission. But it was, you know, this new checklist is so that, it's probably one of the most important things we have to
For
do.
roads and everything else that's
Yeah.
involved, yeah, for
Correct.
putting in a subdivision.
Yes.
Okay.
We started framing one out, and I think what MSA is gonna add is a lot more experience to make sure that we have a very well-rounded and comprehensive checklist. So just in our 15 minutes or 20 minutes that we spent with him at the last planning commission meeting, he added a ton of really insightful comments that I think we should consider. So I think there's a lot of value from what I can see from my limited exposure so far.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve the task order with MSA for the subdivision checklist not to exceed 2150.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. The motion's been made and seconded to approve the task, oh my
Task order.
God, task agreement with MSA for not to exceed 2150. Is there any discussion on this? Vote?
Yep. Aye, Carolyn.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Very good. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
No,
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank you very much. A lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. Yes.
I noticed. I got a little
Away.
concern on the holding tanks on that new building. Every 2 weeks they get pumped up.
Yes, I know.
We've been doing that for years.
I talked to, I called him how many times down there, Ron Meyer, and he never got back to me.
It's been 2 weeks since they called to get it pumped. Call somebody else. We got a ton of them up there.
Do you know if they came and pumped here? They did.
They were.
Okay, because when I came in here, I set the alarm off.
Yeah, Steve pumped here, and I think Steve left a note to reset it.
Okay, it's
No
done.
reason for it.
It's.
Oh, 'cause he left a note to remind himself to turn it back